You might wonder why I'm dumpster diving here, but it's for a good reason. It's about this, nesting. It's something that IGEMS is really, really good at. And it's a no-brainer. If you get more out of your material, you'll make more money, right? So this is what we're going to talk about in this episode. Let's get going. So all the nesting features can be found in the Nest tab right here. And if you have a subscription license, then basically all you need to focus on is this Autonest. This is the best nest on the market. It's ridiculous. So let's open a sample file first. Go to IGEMS, open, and samples. This will open our samples folder, and in that folder you will have an Autonest-01.dig. We open that one, and it contains some geometry. These green things here, they are parts, and the pink rectangles, they are our sheets. If I right-click on this, go to properties, we'll see that they will have a quantity of 10, this one. But that varies over these parts. So what you want to do now, when you have parts and sheets on the drawing, you go to Auto. Click on that one, and in the hints, you will see that we have to select our parts. So I click from left to right and click here to select all these parts. Enter. And now we have a hint where we want to select sheets and obstacles. So then we can select these sheets. If there were any geometry in here or parts, we could select those as well as obstacles for this nest. But let's confirm that with enter. And if we haven't, like this is a new drawing, so we haven't set our machine or material or thickness. So that's what we do here. This looks good for this example. Click OK. And we have our nesting dialog, the Autonest dialog, where of course you have a lot of settings, but you could also click just nest if you want to. To the left here, we have our part list. And when I click here, you see that these values, they change. So we have settings for each and every part. Say I want to change the quantity on this one to perhaps 2. You can do that. And to the right here, we have our more global settings where we can change our part distance. We don't use our biomaterial settings. We could change this distance here between our parts as we want to. We have our start corner and mirror if we allow that. But down here at the bottom, we have a very important feature called common cut lines. If I check this, then let's look at these parts right here. So let's say we would cut this one and this one. If we put them close together, so the gap size is the same as our jet diameter, we could cut this and this section of these two parts with one cut. So basically we could start our cut from here, go in and cut all the way around like this. And then for this part, we could start here and go here, here, and here. We don't need to cut this one because it's already been cut from this part right here. So it saves a lot of time, and time is money, as we all know. So let's select the common cut lines, and we optimize the nest by an average of the material and time. Nest. Zoom out a little bit, and it usually takes a couple of seconds on this computer. So we have our nesting here. This is the preview. All the red lines, they are our common cuts. So there are quite a few common cuts on this one. This nest will just continue until we click stop. I usually leave it for a minute or so. That will save some material, perhaps save money for my lunch or something. So let's stop it right there. Okay. Click OK to confirm that, and we have our nest. Let's close this. These parts right here, they are the remaining parts that didn't fit on the sheets. But let's select this sheet right here, and we can go to CAM and Quick. That will program this sheet. So we see now we have some rapids. There are red borders around the parts, which means we have toolpaths and a 0 point. So basically, this is a job done. We have our process button, click OK, and that will save our, in this case, ORD file for the flow machine, which we can then just put on the machine and press play. So it's a very simple way of doing this. But I know that you don't only want to use this Autonest, you probably want to import your own designs to this. So I've created a new drawing, and I'll go to IGEMS, open and import, and I will import these DWG files. Could be, yeah, it could be any of these file names, right? So we open them. With the import command, we open them on the same drawing. We can automatically place them. This is a gap of 2 inches. Click OK, and that will import our geometry. What we want to do now is create parts from this and then add a sheet which we can nest on. So I go to CAM, and under the part here, we want to click on Create Part. Machine again, material, thickness, OK. And the hint says select objects. Select these objects, enter. And yeah, they look good here in the preview. The quantity, let's make 10 of each. Okay, so now we have 10 of each here, and we want to add a sheet here. So I could either draw my own sheet, or I could click create and standard sheet, or just enter here. That will open our standard sheet library where we can select these. So 2 by 1 meter, okay. We have some settings here. The color width is probably the one that we use the most. That makes an offset. So now it's 5 millimeters, so like a safety margin from the edge, which we can nest on. Click OK. We click where we want to place it and in what direction we want to have it. So let's do it this way. So here we see the safety margin as well. Now let's head back to our nesting tab and go for the Autonest again. The hint says select parts, so we select our parts, enter. And hint says select sheets and obstacles, so we select our sheets and obstacles. And yeah, we have the same dialog up here where we can preview our parts, we can change the individual settings for our parts, the global settings here. Let's use a common cut line again and average, yeah, sure. Nest. I will make our nest here. See these lines, the red lines, they are common cut lines. Okay, let's click stop and OK. And go to CAM to program these. Now we only have one sheet and all the parts fit into that sheet. So we don't have to select anything right now. We can just click quick. That will auto select everything and put it here. So we can go to G1, G2, OK, and we can save our file. That's a very basic walkthrough of our Autonest function, which can save you so much time and so much money. I hope you like it. Great work as always. Catch you in the next one.